Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about National Lampoon's Dorm Days 2 College at Sea. Goodness gracious, that's a mouthful right there. But anyways, I got the DVD right here. About to, show it off real quick. You got a nice beautiful woman there on the cover. Nice lady. And then you got the back. There you go. So yeah, I randomly picked this up. At this point, it's been like a couple months since I picked this up, but you know, I already own the first one. I found that randomly out in the wild like a couple years ago, and then I rewatched it for the channel. Did a little review because I had the sequel and I wanted to check out both of them. And yeah, before doing my review of the first one, like I said, I had seen the first one. This was a first time watch for me, and to be 100% honest, I was not really a fan of this one. You know, just to kind of preface this, I have seen a lot of these direct to DVD National Lampoon movies from around this era, like the 2000s, and I do enjoy quite a few of them. Even the first Dorm Days, I do enjoy that movie overall. It's not one of my favorite National Lampoon movies, but it's a pretty decent movie. This one just it didn't really do it for me. It wasn't that funny, and it was kind of it was like more of the same. Like, it was very similar to the first one, and at this point, a lot of the a lot of the gags and a lot of the kind of story setup seemed kind of played out. So yeah, I was not a huge fan of this. So jumping into the plot summary, you have quite a few returning characters from the first movie, and they're doing this. They're going on this cruise. It's like a semester at sea program, and once they're on the cruise, there's this competition where they have to do a play towards the end of the movie. So all of the characters are involved in the play, and there's also this precious diamond, this super rare diamond that is on the ship, and it's worth $20 million. So quite a few of the characters are trying to, get that diamond as well, and hopefully get some money. There's like a lot of other stuff going on. Like this movie is pretty much the same setup as the first movie, where it doesn't really follow one narrative. Like, it doesn't really follow one or two main characters. It kind of jumps back and forth between all of these minor characters, and they all have their own little interests or their own little story. And in the first one, I thought that was kind of unique and and kind of engaging. It was annoying at times, even in the first one, but in this movie, it was kind of annoying because it was the same setup, the same exact setup as the last movie. But in this movie, I didn't really care as much about all the little individual stories of all these minor characters. Like, they were different stories than the ones in the first one, and all the characters had different motivations. But I don't know. Like I said earlier, at this point, it just felt kind of played out, and yeah, I wasn't like interested in really any of these characters' stories. I don't know. I just wasn't super engaged with this movie. So, you know. it is what it is. And yeah, another thing that you know really really led to me not enjoying was this movie was just the fact that it's supposed to be a comedy, but it wasn't really that funny in my opinion. I don't know, like I understood what they were going for, and like a lot of the setups, were decent, and there were like some fun running gags, but I don't know. Overall, the comedy just didn't work for me. Typically I like movies like this where it's just like a silly screwball comedy, but I don't know. I just the comedy just didn't work for me. It just didn't hit. Like I wasn't laughing out loud. Sometimes movies go over the top in this silly direction and that works, and then sometimes it's just you're kind of like groaning. You're like, oh, like this is stupid. This is played out. Like we get it, we get it. So that's kind of the latter, where I was just kind of like groaning a lot. I'm like, like I get it, but it's not really that funny. That was kind of my experience with this movie, unfortunately. But to not be a negative Nancy, I'm gonna shout out a couple moments that I did think were pretty funny. So there was this kind of running gag where the captain of the ship, he has this like beautiful young wife, and she is an ex adult film actress, and she's just completely unfaithful. There's always guys in her room, and there's this one character in the movie. He's one of the kind of main characters. He's a virgin, and he's desperately trying to have sex throughout the whole movie, and he's trying to like blackmail the captain's wife into having sex with him because he's going to expose her history as a adult film actress. But whenever he goes into her room to try to have sex with her, there's always at least one other guy in there who was just having sex with her and is hiding. But later on in the movie, there's like 50 guys in her room, and they're all like hiding under the bed, in closets, in showers, blah blah blah. And of course the captain comes in the room as there's all these guys in there, and it's funny, like all the guys are trying to escape, and the captain and his wife, they're getting intimate with it. They're making love, and they'll like get distracted for a second, and the guys will try to leave, and then the captain will be like, "What's that noise?" And then they'll go back in their little hiding spots, and it just kind of keeps going back and forth where these guys are trying to escape, and then the captain thinks that something's up, and then they try to escape for a second, and then he eventually just like chases all these naked dudes around with a pistol. So I don't know. I thought that whole running joke was pretty funny, and then just one standalone sequence that I thought was funny was the same character that I'm talking about, the desperate virgin guy. He got like alcohol in his eyes and he couldn't see, so he accidentally went into the women's locker room, and he's showering, and all of the women they're not having it. They're like, what the heck, what's this creep doing in here, what's this perv doing in here? So there's this whole like slow-mo sequence with orchestral music playing where he's just being towel whipped by like 10 girls, and I thought that was hilarious because if you've been towel whipped, you feel this guy's pain. Like some people are really good at that towel whip. Like you could draw blood. Like I think back in the day when I was like in high school wrestling, I think a couple of the guys were really good at that, and like after practice in the locker room, they would do that to you, like the seniors or whatever, when you were underclassmen, and you would straight up like bleed from getting whipped with these towels. So I just thought it was so funny because that's just, I mean, that's some punishment. Like he got what he deserved. Like if you're creeping and peeping I mean, a great punishment is to get towel whipped by, 10 different ladies. And they were like serious with the towel whipping. Like, they didn't show the aftermath. That would have been funny if they showed the aftermath and he's just bleeding all over. He's got all these welts and bruises. But I don't know. I just really like that sequence because I don't know. Getting whipped with a towel, it hurts like crazy. So I thought that was extremely hilarious, and I was just laughing at that guy's pain all the way. So those were a couple funny moments. There was a couple other funny moments, but I don't want this video to be 50,000 minutes long. So I'm just keeping it to a couple. And then my last point is another positive. So even though for most of the movie I was not too engaged, and like I said, I didn't think that the comedy was that fantastic, I actually really did enjoy the third act. So like I said, part of the whole story was they're putting on all the students are putting on this play for this competition, and in the third act they actually put on the play, and whatever could go wrong goes wrong, and they're just totally botching the play. Like, they're just ad-libbing, everything's going wrong, people are effing around and dying, people are whipping out guns during the play, like just all hell breaks loose. And I thought that the whole, like, the play itself and the whole third act, with all the stuff regarding the play, was absolutely entertaining, and it was really funny. So, even though most of the movie I was not really into it, the whole third act with the whole play was really good, and I kind of like how they wrap things up. There's some like reveals during the play as well that go along with the entire story, and it's kind of funny. They get this like great score for the play because it's just so entertaining and wacky, which I thought was gonna happen. I'm like, oh, they're gonna get a perfect score, because people were like laughing at like unintentionally funny parts, like some of the characters would just swear or say inappropriate stuff during the play, and yeah, the whole play sequence was really good. So I did enjoy that. So that was the last point that I wanted to get into. Now I'm going to give you all my recommendation, and then I'm going to head out. So like I said, there were a couple fun moments. There were a couple funny moments, but overall this movie just didn't do it for me. I feel like it was inferior when compared to the first movie, and yeah, I would not recommend it. The first movie is I believe it's still available on Tubi for free. If you're interested in watching the first movie, I would say check out the first movie. It's decent, but you don't really need to check out the sequel. You're not really missing anything if you skip the sequel. So yeah, I would not recommend this one, even though it's not terrible. It just doesn't have that much going for it. So yeah, I would say skip it. Don't waste your time. And I don't even think it's available on any services for free right now. So save the couple bucks that you would spend renting it or whatever. So yeah, that's my little recommendation. That has been my review of National Lampoon's Dorm Daze 2 College at Sea. So I'm heading out here. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.